What's up, Blue Hedgehog Nation? This is PCSRA Blue Hedgehog 26, aka Mr. Daniel Foles. Hopefully everybody's doing well today, because I am too. Welcome to this week's edition of PCSRA Weekly on what was going to be on a Monday, but because yesterday we had the Truck Series race that had to resume because of their snow delay or rain delay Saturday. And because the Cup race got delayed Sunday, and they had to run it yesterday, and because of all that, they had to postpone that race weekend until today. So, yeah. But hey, at least you get to finally get to see the PCSRA Weekly in action. So, yeah. Before you start commenting in the chat, take note of the description. That way you guys understand the rules and make it easier for me. So, yeah. Okay, I'm sending some invites, sending the links to everybody on Hangouts who needs it the most. Even I will send it to, Zachary Taylor and stuff, so yeah. Want to go over a few announcements before we get started. Want to give you guys a little, update on Travis Jacob Crampton on his hand. His hand's been improving a bit, so that's good news to hear. I'm glad he's all right, thankfully. After, if you guys haven't heard the news, he was involved in a car accident on Friday where his Jeep got struck by a semi truck. I don't know which tire was it, on the right or left. He'll have to tell me about that. So it destroyed the Jeep, totaled it. It nearly flipped, but thankfully he's okay. He had to get stitches, like 15 to be exact, so it's like, good lord. So, yeah. With that all said and done, it is time for me to start off this week. It's PCSRA Weekly, so, yeah. Today's episode of this show, we're going to recap the Martinsville weekend along with the Australian Grand Prix that took place this past week. There's no racing this weekend, so that's good news there. So everybody will have a great Easter, unless you see me again for the PCSRA talk show, which I'm going to move it to tomorrow's talk show to Thursday, because I have a talk show coming up after I'm done with this, so it's going to give me a few moments to do that. So anyway, with that said, let's first start this Monday's show of the PCSRA Weekly Show, easy for me to say, by recapping. I'm going to start it from numerical order. I'm going to start with the F1 race first, and then NASCAR. Also, I want to mention one of our friends, which is Green Hedgehog Elijah Gordon. He has announced that there's not going to be a NRLOA podcast or the Elijah Gordon talk show this week or next week because of what's been going on lately on Hangouts, which I'm not going to go over that random shit. So, yeah. Yeah, so anyway, let's start recapping the Australian Grand Prix, because that's the first one I'm going to do, because pretty much all the races were postponed this weekend with the exception of F1 because they were in the land down under, so. First off, it was a very good race. I have to give credit to, everyone. It was a lot of fun. We saw pit strategy play a factor. Haas really screwed both of their drivers, if you ask me, because they really, should have known better than that, as far as pit stops were concerned. And, you know, it was really a very good race. We saw, so far, of course, last year was a really exciting race as well. This year didn't disappoint, so. Pit strategies, then there was a virtual safety car with both of the Haas cars going out in, like, less than 5 minutes of the race. So that led to a virtual safety car, which Sebastian Vettel went on to pit lane, got to change a set of tires, and then then let me think here. Then it went to a safety car, so because they couldn't get, I think that was Roman Grosjean's car off the track. So they had to get a safety car out so that way the workers can get the car off the track and all that, and we get back to racing. The rest of the race was kind of a little boring, but it is what it is. But at the end of the day, Sebastian Vettel wins the Australian Grand Prix for funny thing about this. Second year in a row, he has won the Australian Grand Prix in succession. So congratulations to Vettel and all that so far. Now, recapping Martinsville, because like I said, the weekly show is going to be taking care of all the stuff for the Out of the Way podcast and all that good stuff for both this show this week and also our show next week, so that's good. Very interesting truck race, even though I missed the first 23 laps. Mike Seneca got called to the hauler because he did two things that was illegal. One, he failed to listen to NASCAR's request of take it to the garage, he's done part. Then the other part was he just intentionally stopped in the middle of the track for no apparent reason to force a caution. So that was crazy. And then, of course, the rains came, which turned into snow. That's why the truck race got postponed to yesterday. The rest of the race was pretty decent. Not Noah Gragson. Ben Rhodes actually won the first two stages, Stage 1 and Stage 2. Stage 3, of course, Ben Rhodes had problems on pit road not once but twice with the right front tire. And, yeah, pretty crazy to say the least. But at the end of the day, it was John Hunter Nemechek who took home the victory in the truck race, which you got to give John Hunter Nemechek a lot of credit for what he's done, you know, being a part-time driver in this series, in the truck series, and also doing a part-time ride in the Xfinity series. So that's a huge accomplishment if you ask me. So, yeah. Then we get to the Cup race, and the Cup race wasn't any good from the stretch of the imagination. It was what I call a board fest. I mean, the racing was just boring. I mean, yeah, there were some passes and all that, but there was just less cautions, more green flag, and I was starting to yawn in my parents' bedroom because I watched both the truck race I watched out here in the living room, the Cup race I watched in my parents' bedrooms because I don't have FS1 on my TV, so yeah. It was a very okay race. I could have been better, but nevertheless. Denny Hamlin won Stage 1. Ryan Blaney won Stage 2. And then, of course, we thought it was going to be a pit strategy. Trevor Bayne crashed, but for whatever reason, NASCAR did not throw a caution, so that's another inconsistency from NASCAR. They wanted to keep it green and wanted to have debris all over the track and not throw a caution. That really was disappointing so far. But at the end of the race, and at the end of the day, however, Clint Bowyer picks up the first win of the season for himself. First win since joining Stewart-Haas Racing last year, and he goes on to win. So, I mean, yeah, I'm happy for Bowyer winning the race, but I was kind of disappointed how the race played out as far as I'm concerned, because the race pretty much sucked as far as I'm concerned, because like I said, yeah, there was, we only had two crashes, and 3 yellows, which was a competition yellow, and the 2 stages. So, yeah, we haven't had any on-track incidents in that race, with the exception of Jamie McMurray and Trevor Bayne. So, that's where that lines out so far. But, yeah. Anywho, let's go on to, I don't think we have any top story news. Yeah, so that's basically pretty much all of what's happened this weekend. Of course, the V8 Supercars did race at at Melbourne, but I didn't see one race 3. I know Scott Pye won race number 4. I think it was either race 4 or race 5. I couldn't tell. So, yeah, that's pretty good if you ask me. So, yeah. But, also, I just had to mute my TV because I don't want to get a copyright strike. So, anyway. Yeah, that's basically this weekend was, you know, other than, you know, Sebastian Vettel winning, that was basically how this race summed up in a nutshell. So, yeah. But, the only problem I see, you know, with, the, dominance is that, you know, drivers might... And, by the way, I don't think Clint Bowyer passed inspection. I could be wrong, but if he did, I will be very surprised because, you know, that's something you normally don't see, a driver pass inspection, especially damaging the roof, but, yeah, that's where I see it from. Kamikaze, you know, was acting like a total asshole, saying that he hates Clint Bowyer and all that shit because he's a fucking Truex fan. That's what pisses me off the most, as far as I'm concerned, is people saying, "Oh, freaking Bowyer should have not won that race." Blah 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 blah. Well, Bowyer drove a good race. I mean, it's like, did you want Truex to win every damn race the rest of the way? I don't think so. So, but yeah. So, that is probably going to do it. If I have any other stuff, I could post it on the Facebook page, but I don't think we got anything, to talk about for the rest of the show, so, yeah. So, with that said, I think that is going to cap off this week's episode of PCSRA Weekly. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like. If this is your first time on my channel and you like my wonderful content, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I do appreciate that. So, yeah, be sure to subscribe to every member of Team Hedgehog in the description down below, because the description is going to get updated at some point. So, yeah, so that's pretty much about it. Until then, I have been Daniel signing off, and we'll see you guys next week as we look ahead to both the Bahrain Grand Prix and Texas weekend, and we'll see you guys then. So until then, you've been watching a production of the PCSRA, the best center racing around the world since 2017. See you guys.